The most interesting videos are those that have motion. And so either the camera or phone is panning to the right or left, or there is simply switching of angles and zooming in or out on the subject in focus. In today's tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to zoom in or out or pan to a different subject in your video. When you import your video to the timeline of Capcut, you tap on the video to make it highlighted. Once the video is highlighted, you're going to see this diamond shape that has a plus sign by the side. This diamond shape here. This is what is called the keyframe. This is the keyframe. So you go to the point where you want your action to happen. Let's say the point of zoom or out and zooming. Okay, so we want to show the zooming in now. So tap on the video, move a little backwards, and then you drop a keyframe. Drop a keyframe. Tap on the keyframe symbol here. You have dropped one keyframe. Now you move to the point where you want your action to stop, like so, and zooming in. And zooming in. So tap on the tap on the diamond sign again to drop a second keyframe. Now on this keyframe, you're going to hold your video with two fingers and zoom in like so. And so you have given the instruction to Capcut that between this first keyframe and the second keyframe there should be a zoom. So let's go back and play it and see. And zooming in or out. Now let's do the zooming out. For zooming out also, we are going to say drop the first keyframe a little behind where the I am talking about zooming out. So I'm dropping the first keyframe here, and so let's hear the zooming out or out or out. So we'll drop the second keyframe and then zoom out. Hold and yeah, like so. And so let's go and see how this will be. Of angles and zooming in or out on the subject in focus. In today's tutorial. All right, so now let's go to the panning. So either the camera or phone is panning to. All right, so let's return a little backwards and drop a keyframe. Now let's hear what he's saying about panning. It's panning to the right. Good. Panning to the right. Panning to the right. That is the point where we want the panning to stop, the first panning to stop. So drop the second keyframe here. And what are we going to do? We are going to pan the video. Panning means movement. Panning just means movement. Either you're moving to the right or moving to the left. And so instead of saying you are turning the camera terms, you say you are panning. All right, so let's pan. So you're panning to the left, to the right. Let's see. Phone is panning to the right or left, or it's panning to the right. It's panning to the right or left. Now, because of how swift the statement was made, panning to the right or left, then when we are dealing with panning to the left, we do not necessarily need to drop two frames again. We'll just use the second keyframe that was talking about panning to the right as the first keyframe about panning to the left because of how swift the statement was made. If the statement was made such as panning to the right, and then there's a pause, and then panning to the left. Then you can use that key, that pause, the space of that, the space of that pause to give to start another keyframe. But here it is very swift. So our second keyframe, which is this one, is going to be the first keyframe for the panning to the left or left or left or left. So we are going to drop a second keyframe there and then pan to the left. All right, so let's hear this. Or phone is panning to the right or left. Or all right, so if you drop a keyframe and you don't like it any longer and you want to remove it, you can just go to the keyframe. Once your keyframe turns red, that means you are exactly at the position of the keyframe, and so you can hit the diamond sign again, the keyframe symbol here. You can see it no longer has a plus, it now has a minus, meaning if you click it, this keyframe is going to disappear. I don't want to click it because I did an action there, so once I remove it, the action will also disappear. Another thing you can do to keyframe is deciding or giving an instruction of how the zooming in and out or panning should look like. So if you want to do that, see the symbol that is by the left of the keyframe of the diamond sign, this one here, that is like a curve. Now tap on it. You're going to have this customize. There is ease in 1, ease in 2, ease in 3. And so if I say ease in 1, now I have given an instruction that for the panning, the keyframe should ease in on the level of that one. So it's panning to the right or left, or there is. All right, so let's get the second keyframe also and say ease in or left too. All right, so it's no longer as swift and sharp as it was because you have given it the instruction of ease in. And so by the time you're done, this is how the result will look like. The most interesting videos are those that have motion. And so either the camera or phone is panning to the right or left, or there is simply switching of angles and zooming in or out on the subject in focus. You can use this keyframe also to animate text, animate images and logo and other effects in Capcut. Thank you for staying to the end. If this video was helpful, please leave a comment and don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I'm going to expose you to even better things.